DUI conviction in Minnesota doesn't just cost you in the courtroom. The day your insurance company finds out, your premiums jump by 40 to 80%. If you're already paying $1,200 a year, you're looking at $1,600 to $2,100. And that's if you keep your carrier. Most of them will drop you entirely. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what happens to your policy after a DUI, how much it's going to cost, and the one mistake that makes everything worse. Here's the sequence. Your conviction goes to the Minnesota Department of Vehicle Services. Your insurance company doesn't see it right away. They run what's called a motor vehicle report, or MVR, at your policy renewal. That's when they catch it. So if your DUI happens in March, but your policy renews in September, that's when the rate hit comes. The court also requires you to file an SR-22, which is basically your insurance company telling the state you've got the minimum coverage required. If that SR-22 lapses, your license gets suspended again. Let me give you the real numbers from what I see in my agency here in Fridley and across the Twin Cities. A driver paying $1,800 a year is looking at $2,500 to $3,200 after a DUI. A younger driver already paying $2,400 because of their age, that's going to jump to $3,300 to $4,300. And here's what most people don't expect. If your carrier drops you, the non-standard carriers in the market charge 2 to 3 times what the standard carriers do. You could end up paying $5,500 a year or more. Most standard carriers won't keep you after a DUI. It's legal and it happens all the time. You'll have to go to non-standard carriers like Bristol West or Dairyland that specialize in high-risk drivers. The SR-22 filing is required for 3 years in Minnesota. It costs about $15 to $35 a year on top of your premium, but the real cost is what happens if that filing lapses. If you switch carriers without coordinating the paperwork properly, you could end up without an SR-22 on file, and that triggers a license suspension immediately. You can shop for a better rate during those 3 years, but you have to work with an agent who knows how to handle the transition without a gap. The biggest mistake I see people make is letting their policy lapse while they're looking for a better deal, or thinking they don't need insurance for a few months. That gap plus a DUI on your record doesn't just get you stuck with non-standard carriers. It makes it harder to find any carrier willing to take you, and the few that will charge even more. I had a client in Minneapolis try to save money by dropping coverage for 2 months. That lapse cost him an extra $1,500 a year for the next 3 years compared to what he would have paid with continuous coverage. If you've got a DUI on your record or one's coming, call us right now at 763-337-475. We're licensed in Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, and Arizona. We can get you a quote in about 3 minutes and make sure you're set up without any gaps. Or use the link in the description. Nelson & Associates, Fridley, Minnesota.